Amid the dazzling glamour of elite motors, Anna Taylor steps in, simple, modest, with a humble dream. But James Carter, the arrogant manager, sneers, "Get out, you trash." The ultra-rich crowd films her, mocking, as the video spreads like wildfire. Anna leaves, tears streaming. But the next day, Michael Taylor, her husband, steps out, his gaze icy. They'll pay. An unexpected auction, a shocking secret, and a spectacular downfall. Who wins, who loses? Watch now. The truth about Anna's identity will leave you stunned. Anna Taylor shuffled into Elite Motors, her beat-up sneakers squeaking like a dying kazoo against the polished Italian marble floor. Her jeans, faded to a ghostly pallor and frayed at the hems, clung to her bony legs like a thrift store relic, while her white t-shirt. At 35, Anna, eyes sunken from sleepless nights of worrying over others, brown hair a tangled mess yanked back with a cheap elastic band that screamed, "I've given up." Today, she'd wandered in here to snag a sleek midnight blue coupe as a birthday gift for her sister Emily, who just kicked breast cancer's sorry ass after 2 brutal years. Anna didn't have a dime or a second to waste on herself. Every scrap went to the foundation and family, leaving her looking like she just rolled out of a cardboard box on Skid Row. Elite Motors wasn't just a dealership, it was a temple of excess. A 2025 monument to obscene wealth where only the creme de la creme of the ultra-rich dared tread. The showroom sprawled like a futuristic cathedral, its towering glass walls triple-paned, bulletproof, and tinted with a subtle gold sheen framed a jaw-dropping parade of automotive royalty. Overhead, a constellation of Swarovski crystal chandeliers cast a diamond-like glow across the space, illuminating a fleet of the world's most exclusive, cutting-edge machines. There was the 2025 Ferrari Icona SP4, a hybrid beast with a 1,200 horsepower V12, its Rosso Corsa paint shimmering like liquid fire, priced at a cool $4.5 million pocket change for the Silicon Valley tycoons who'd already reserved 3. Nearby, the Bentley Mulliner Bacala, a bespoke convertible limited to 12 units globally, gleamed in emerald green, its handcrafted interior dripping with sustainable leather and gold accents, ringing in at $2.8 million, perfect for the Saudi prince who'd flown in last week to claim his. The Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro, a track-only hypercar with a screaming 1,100 horsepower V12, sat on a rotating pedestal, its carbon fiber body glinting like a stealth bomber, a $3.2 million toy for Formula One champs and oil barons. And then there was the star of the show, the 2025 Rolls Royce Phantom X, a one-off masterpiece with a starlit headliner and bespoke sapphire inlays, clocking in at $1.8 million, rumored to be on the wish list of a Hollywood A-lister who dropped by incognito last month. Every car here was a status symbol, a ticket to the elite club of the world's richest, where the air smelled of new leather, money, and smug superiority. Anna paused before the Midnight Blue Coupe, a 2025 Azure Limited Edition, a hybrid marvel with 800 horsepower and a price tag of $285,000, the budget option in this playground of billionaires. Her trembling hands brushed her shirt's tattered edge. "If I could just swing this for Emily," she muttered, a flicker of hope sparking in her weary eyes, a tiny candle in the wind of this opulent storm. But before she could bask in that fleeting dream, a voice sliced through the air like a guillotine dropping on her neck. "Excuse me, you there? Did you stumble off the wrong private jet, sweetheart?" James Carter, the sales manager, strutted over, his smirk dripping with disdain like a knockoff cologne gone sour. Clad in a navy suit so sharp it could cut diamonds and a tie straighter than a Puritan spine, he swaggered like the self-crowned king of this chrome and crystal fiefdom. He gave Anna the once-over, eyes lingering on her scuffed sneakers and stained shirt with a sneer that could curdle milk. "What? You think this is a Salvation Army clearance rack? Beat it and grab a bicycle. You filthy rag, don't sully our million-dollar floors." His voice boomed, loud enough to rattle the chandeliers, and the showroom erupted in laughter. Sales staff snickered behind manicured paws, Rich patrons spun around to gawk at Anna like she was a zoo exhibit gone rogue. A middle-aged guy in a $10,000 Armani suit guffawed. Bet she just crawled out of a dumpster to crash our party. Look at that ragtag disaster. A woman dripping in Cartier bling, and a fur stole probably some tech heiress piled on. Talk about clueless. Who let this riffraff pass the velvet ropes? Anna bowed her head, cheeks burning hotter than a Saudi summer, clutching her shirt so tight her knuckles turned white as alabaster. She was no stranger to this brand of scorn her whole life. Folks had sneered at her for her hand-me-down threads and broke-ass vibe. But this was a new level of public flogging. James crossed his arms, planting himself in front of the Azure like a bouncer at an A-list gala. Let's get real. Darling, you don't belong here. This car's $285 grand. Know how many of those ratty shirts that'd buy? Or are you planning to pay with pocket lint you scrounged off the street? Maybe trade in your cardboard box. The crowd roared again, their cackles sharp as scalpels slicing her fragile pride to ribbons, a symphony of smugness echoing off the crystal and steel. Tom, a young salesman with a face red as a ripe pomegranate, edged forward, voice wobbly as a tightrope walker. James, cut it out. She just wants a peek at the car. James whipped around, snarling like a pit bull off its leash. Shut it, Tom. Want to lose your cushy gig defending this grubby little nobody? Stay smart and zip it, don't spoil my spotlight. Tom shrank back, his helpless gaze begging Anna's forgiveness. A puppy caught in a thunderstorm. But the mob wasn't done. A punk with dyed blonde hair, probably some TikTok trust fund brat, whipped out his phone, filming with a hyena's cackle. Check this out, fam. This beggar chick thinks she can shop Elite Motors. Going straight online, pure viral gold. The showroom turned into a laugh factory. More phones popping up, flashes stabbing Anna like a swarm of angry drones, each click a dagger to her dignity. Anna lifted her head, voice frail as a whisper in a hurricane. I want to see that car. James unleashed a screeching laugh that bounced off the glass walls like a bad karaoke night. See it? You? With what, those teary puppy dog eyes? Gonna bawl and beg for it, huh? We don't have time for sob stories from gutter trash. Go peddle your tears at the soup kitchen. The crowd clapped like it was a stand-up special, one staffer hollering. She probably thinks she's royalty in that rag princess of the dump. The blonde punk piled on. Boot her out, James. She's an eyesore on our Lux vibe. This vid's gonna blow up. Tramp kicked out a fancy showroom. Tears streaked Anna's face, the world crumbling beneath her like a cheap stage prop. Memories flooded back 10 years ago, begging for foundation funds. A smug exec in a $5,000 suit had sneered. A beggar like you wants our money? Beat it, you little rat. That old wound ripped open, raw and searing, a ghost come back to haunt her in HD. I can pay. Anna choked out, her voice barely audible over the crowd's jeers. James leaned in close, his breath a hot, sour gust on her face. Pay? With what? The lint in your pockets? Listen up. You little wretch, this Azure's a limited edition jewel. VIP's only got an appointment with your name on it? Oh, right. No chance looking like that. No one let you near the door. Get lost before I call security to drag you out like the trash heap you, or maybe they'll hose you down first. The crowd's laughter thundered like a storm, the punk crowing. Epic. Posting this now 2 million views by lunch. Anna glanced around, strange faces dripping with wealth. Mocking grins framed by designer shades. Blinding flashes from phones worth more than her yearly budget. She turned, her worn-out sneakers dragging across the marble like a funeral march, shuffling out the glass doors etched with gold filigree. James bellowed after her. That's right, back to your alley, you garbage heap. Don't stink up our floors, go fester where you belong. The mob howled one last time, a chorus of elitist glee. But under the sunlight, Anna pulled out her phone, trembling hands dialing a number, her quiet resolve a ticking bomb they'd never see coming. The Taylor household and the plot for payback. Anna trudged into the Taylor home, a modest oasis sprawled over 5 quiet acres outside Boston. A clever disguise for the billions Michael Taylor had raked in from renewable energy tech. Michael, 41. A genius who dodged the spotlight like it was a swarm of paparazzi, looked up from his desk as Anna shoved open the study door. Her scuffed sneakers left a faint smudge on the plush Persian rug that probably cost more than her entire wardrobe combined. She collapsed into a leather chair that creaked under her slight frame, hands burying her face like she could hide from the world. Michael dropped his pen, rushing over at the sight of her tear-streaked, hollowed-out eyes, those deep pools of exhaustion now brimming with hurt. "Anna, what's wrong? Why the waterworks? You look like you've been run over by a Bentley, and not in a good way." Anna sighed, her voice quavering like a violin string about to snap. "Today, I got tossed out of Elite Motors like some stinking beggar, Michael. They laughed in my face, called me garbage. Filthy rag. The works. Some jerk even filmed it, probably viral by now. The whole damn world snickering at my public flogging." She spilled the beans, her words tumbling out in a rush, the crowd's cackles ringing in her ears, James's venom dripping like acid, Tom's useless pity wilting under pressure, the phone flashes stabbing her like a firing squad. When she dredged up the old donor rejection, her voice broke like cheap glass. 10 years back, I groveled for foundation cash, stood there in my one ratty dress begging. They dubbed me beggar girl. Laughed me out the door like I was a punchline. I thought I'd buried that shame. But today, I'm that kid again, Michael. If that video spreads, the foundation kids will see it. I can't bear them thinking they're trash too. Not after everything I fought for. Tears rolled down her gaunt cheeks, leaving wet streaks on her crumpled shirt. Michael gripped her hand, his eyes darkening to a stormy brew, a quiet fury brewing behind his calm facade. "They posted a video? Of you?" Anna nodded, sniffling like a kid caught in the rain. "The guy said it'd go big, tramp kicked out a fancy showroom. Probably racking up likes while we speak. What's your play?" Michael asked, his voice firm as steel, cutting through her despair like a lifeline. Anna wiped her eyes with her sleeve, a sleeve so worn it was practically see-through. "I just wanted a car for Emily and to forget this crap ever happened. But then I thought of Tom, the only decent soul in that snake pit, and folks like me. Spat on for no fancy duds or private jets. I don't want revenge, Michael. I want them to get it they're dead wrong, and I'm not just some punching bag for their egos." Michael nodded, a scheme bubbling up like a witch's brew in that brilliant brain of his. "I've got a plan, darling." Anna squinted, wary as a cat in a dog pound. "Nothing too wild, right? No explosions or SWAT teams." Michael smirked, his grin icy as a winter wind off the Charles River. "Oh no, nothing crude like that. But they'll pay not just James, the whole smug pack of jackalls. They'll wish they'd kept their mouths shut, and their phones in their pockets." He snatched his phone off the desk, barking orders like a general rallying the troops. "Prep the Phantom, polish it till it blinds. 10 a.m. tomorrow sharp. Call the lawyer. I want Elite Motors ownership papers on my desk by tonight. No excuses. And track that damn video. I need the uploader's name, address, and shoe size by dawn." Anna blinked, stunned as if he'd just sprouted a second head. "You're buying the whole place? That's your idea of not wild?" Michael grinned, a predator's glint flashing in his eyes. "Not yet, sweetheart. But if they don't learn their lesson, I'll snap it up like a clearance rack tie. That video's our ace in the hole, gonna shove it down their throats till they choke on their own smugness." Night fell over the Taylor estate as Michael finalized the setup, his quiet determination a ticking time bomb ready to blow their gilded world to smithereen. The day of reckoning. Next morning, James Carter swaggered into Elite Motors, fiddling with his blue tie like a peacock preening for the paparazzi. Last night's yarn about Anna's downfall had slayed his cronies over martinis at the country club of Filthy Rag, daring to sully his pristine turf, the audacity. He'd just wrapped a morning powwow with his sales crew, barking like a drill sergeant drunk on power. Our time's platinum, people VIPs only. No dilly-dallying with trash like that chick yesterday. Don't like it? Hit the bricks and sell Hondas at some strip mall. Tom sat mute in the corner, fists balled up tighter than a miser's wallet, fuming behind those wide, honest eyes but gagged under James's glare. The showroom sparkled like a billionaire's wet dream, those Swarovski chandeliers twinkling overhead. The Ferrari Icana's Rosso Corsa paint gleaming like a fresh wound. The Bentley Bacala's emerald finish glowing like a sultan's jewel. The Valkyrie's carbon fiber curves slicing the air, and the Phantom X looming like a throne for gods. James's reign seemed untouchable, or so he thought, the poor deluded schmuck, strutting like he owned the keys to heaven. At 10:17 a.m., a low, menacing engine growl rattled the floor like a beast waking from a nap, shaking the crystal chandeliers and sending a ripple through the glass walls. Through the gold-tinted panes, a Rolls Royce Phantom rolled up midnight blue, a bespoke monster worth over 1.2 million smackers, its polished chrome grille glinting like a predator's teeth, a silent middle finger to the room. The showroom froze, every eye glued to the spectacle outside. Sales staff mid-pitch, a Russian oligarch mid-sip of his complimentary Dom Perignon, a pop diva mid-scroll on her diamond-encrusted phone. James smirked, muttering to a minion, "Big fish alert, probably some tech bro or oil chic. Watch me hook em with my charm." He strutted out, dripping confidence like a cheap cologne ad, ready to schmooze his way to another fat commission. But when the Phantom's door swung open, the figure stepping out stopped him dead in his polished loafers. Michael Taylor loomed large in a black suit so sharp it could cut glass, radiating a vibe that screamed, "I own you and your soul." Behind him, a lawyer in a gray pinstripe lugged a fat briefcase stuffed with legal doom, while an assistant clutched a glowing tablet like it was the Holy Grail. Michael's icy stare pinned James like a bug under a microscope, those steel-gray eyes boring holes through his smug facade. "Morning, Carter," he said, his voice a chilling rumble that could freeze lava. "I'm Michael Taylor. My wife, Anna Taylor, got the boot from your little palace yesterday like some street rat. Jog your memory. Or is your brain too pickled from last night's gin?" James paled, lips flapping like a fish gasping on deck, sweat beading on his forehead like he'd just run a marathon in that overpriced suit. "I mix-up," he stammered, his usual swagger crumbling like a cheap cookie. Michael sliced in, sharp as a guillotine. "Mix-up? You branded her garbage. Mocked her for kicks like some two-bit comedian. And this," the assistant raised the tablet, blasting Anna's humiliation in glorious 4K. 2 million views overnight. "You let some clown post online for the world to lap up. Time to cough up. Carter, your little circus act's over." Richard Evans, the owner, bolted out from his plush office where he'd been sipping espresso with a Saudi prince's voice quaking like a leaf in a storm. "Mr. Taylor, sorry for any." Michael cut him off, eyes still locked on James like a hawk on a rabbit. "Zip it, Evans, I'm not here for your groveling. I want the Azure now." James nodded like a bobblehead on a dashboard, desperate to please. "Right away, sir, I'll have it polished," and Michael's laugh was pure frost, a sound that could chill champagne. "Not for me, you dolt. I'm auctioning it right here, right now, in your precious showroom. Every penny goes to the Taylor Foundation for kids you deem unworthy of your lofty, Rolex-wearing respect." Murmurs buzzed through the crowd, sales staff whispering, the oligarch raising an eyebrow, the diva pausing her selfie to gawk. Michael turned to the lawyer, voice a whip crack. "Papers now." The lawyer yanked out a thick contract, its title glaring in bold. "Elite Motors Acquisition." Michael faced Richard, his tone hard as steel. "Here's the deal, Evans. Sell me this overpriced garage for $20 million today, cash on the table, or I buy out the board's shares by noon tomorrow, and you're toast. Move fast, or I'll have this place rebranded as a charity hub by Monday." Richard trembled, sweat soaking his $2,000 shirt. Please, Mr. Taylor, we'll fix it, I swear, on my Gulfstream. Michael ignored him, storming the Azure's platform, a sleek pedestal framed by LED lights, and seizing the mic, his voice booming through the showroom like a thunderclap. This car highest bidder wins. Funds go to disabled kids you filmed and trashed like my wife yesterday. Who posted that video? Step up now, or I'll drag you out by your overpriced hair gel. Silence gripped the room, thick as fog. Then the blonde punk some trust fund TikTok twit raised a shaky hand, voice cracking like a teenager caught sneaking vodka. Just kidding, sir. Michael's glare could have melted steel, those eyes boring into the kid like lasers. Kidding? You hurt thousands like Anna with your little stunt people who don't have private jets or daddy's credit card. Cough up $1 million for this car right now, or I sue you for defamation till you're flipping burgers to pay the fines. Pick your poison, Junior. The punk blanched, stammering. I don't have that kinda, Michael snapped, cutting him off like a guillotine. Then shut your trap and watch, you little parasite. This is what happens when you play with fire. Auction's on. Michael roared, his voice echoing off the glass and steel. Claps broke out, tentative at first, then swelling as the crowd caught the vibe. A tech mogul in a bespoke suit kicked it off. 500 grand. The pop diva, tossing her platinum curls, upped it. 600. Bids soared past 1.5 million in a heartbeat. The room buzzing like a Wall Street trading floor. James, below the platform, screeched like a banshee, his face white as a ghost. Stop this madness. This is my turf. You can't turn my kingdom into a charity bazaar. Michael turned, his tone venomous as a viper. Your turf? I could buy this overblown garage and kick you to the curb with a snap of my fingers, Carter. Stay put and watch or crawl away like the worm you are. Tom surged forward, his voice cracking with defiance. You're wrong, James. You've been wrong from the start. James roared, his face red as a beet. Out, you traitor! You're fired. Pack your crap. Michael intervened, his voice a low growl that silenced the room. He stays, Carter. You stand there and take it, or scram for good. Your call. Richard, desperate to save his empire, lunged forward, hands clasped like a man pleading for his life. Mr. Taylor, we'll do anything, name your price, just don't. Michael shot back, his words cold as ice. Anything? Then fire Carter right here, right now, in front of this whole damn circus. He doesn't deserve to breathe the same air as these cars. James howled, his voice cracking like a shattered mirror. No, you can't do this. I run this place. Evans, don't you dare listen to him. But Richard, ashen-faced and sweating bullets, muttered. Carter, you're done. Go. James lunged at Michael, fists flailing like a toddler in a tantrum, but two burly guards in tailored suits materialized from nowhere, grabbing his arms and dragging him toward the exit. He screamed, his voice echoing off the chandeliers. I'll sue you all. I'll bury you in court. You'll regret this. Michael watched, stone cold as a statue. Try it, Carter. Good luck finding a lawyer who'll take your broke ass. Then came the knockout punch. Michael turned back to the mic, his voice a blade cutting through the chaos. Oh, and Carter? That time you got caught joyriding a client's Bentley drunk as a skunk and pinned it on the valet? I've got the dashcam footage, time-stamped and crystal clear. Step out of line again, and it's viral by breakfast. Say goodbye to your precious reputation. James froze mid-yell, his face a mask of horror, mouth gaping like a fish hooked on dry land. The crowd gasped, whispers rippling through the elite like wildfire, some shocked, some smirking at the downfall of their former king. Auction's done. 1.8 million, Michael announced, his voice ringing out as the bids capped. Cheers erupted, a tidal wave of sound crashing against the glass walls, the oligarch clapping, the diva filming, the mogul nodding approval. He eyed Richard, his tone a quiet threat. This is your last shot, Evans. Fix this overpriced hole. Train your clowns to treat people like humans, or I'll be back next time to torch it to the ground and build something worthwhile on the ashes. Richard nodded frantically, his hands shaking like he'd just dodged a guillotine. Yes, sir, whatever you say. Lessons learned, and a road to redemption. A month after the showdown, the Taylor Foundation's gala lit up a Boston hotel ballroom. Golden chandeliers casting a warm glow over kids in wheelchairs and donors in tuxes. James Carter, once the strutting king of elite motors, stood there in a gray event staff uniform, less bespoke suit. More janitor chic, pushing a wheelchair for Tommy, a 10-year-old with legs that didn't work, but a grin that could melt a glacier. It wasn't his choice. Michael had slapped this gig on him to keep elite motors from becoming a billionaire's chew toy. Yet, what started as a punishment cracked open his soul like a walnut under a sledgehammer. James had swaggered in at first, figuring a few hours of fake smiles would save his cushy job. Then Tommy rolled up, all sunshine and sass. "I'll dunk on you next game. Uncle James, watch me." That hit James like a brick his old garbage. Jab at Anna echoing in his skull. Would he have sneered at this kid too, back when he ruled the showroom? The thought gnawed at him until one quiet night, under the gala's twinkling lights, he broke. "I was a jerk, Tommy," he rasped, voice thick. "Called a lady trash. She's why you've got this chair. Hate me?" Tommy's eyes sparkled, pure and unshaken. "Nah, you're cool now. Push faster." James blinked back tears forgiveness from a kid tougher than steel. A gift he hadn't earned but clung to like a lifeline. Anna, in a plain blue dress dwarfed by the gala's couture parade, approached. "Feel different, Carter?" she asked, soft but steady. James met her gaze, heavy with a new weight. "Like a fool, Mrs. Taylor. I was wrong, called you trash, because you didn't flash wealth. These kids taught me I'm the real nobody." Anna nodded, a quiet smile tugging her lips. "What stuck?" Michael slid in, arm around her. "He's not useless. Elite Motors sent 10 rigs our way, his doing." James swallowed, voice low but firm. "I was blind, thought worth was suits and cash. Tommy's tougher than I'll ever be. I don't deserve his pardon or yours." Michael smirked. "Spared your dump, Carter. Mess up again. That Bentley clip goes live." James nodded. No repeats. Tommy tugged his sleeve. "Car tour, uncle." James chuckled a real, raw sound. "Let's roll, champ." Wheeling him off, lighter than he'd felt in years. Anna and Michael watched from afar as Tommy's laugh cut through the gala's hum. "They get it now," Anna whispered. "That's enough." Michael squeezed her shoulder. "You turned humiliation into a wake-up call for them, for everyone." James didn't just keep his job. He found a shred of decency buried under his old swagger. Anna proved worth isn't in the mirror, it's in the quiet acts no one sees. So, what about you? Been judged by your rags or your ride? Share your story below, hit that like button. Subscribe if this moved you. Support our channel. Every click helps us tell tales that matter. Live Kinder, because the next nobody might just change your world.